Alan Friesen here. I learned something last night that I thought would be valuable for you to know. I went to a town hall put on by Member of Parliament Rachel Harder, and it was about changes coming in tax laws, specifically to do with corporations. And you might say, well, why do I care? Well, I think there's a reason all of us should care. So first of all, what are these changes? Well, the changes to do with sharing of income between a family, if like a family-owned corporation, sharing or splitting income. 2, about the payment of dividends. And 3, about holding funds within a company, letting funds accrue within a company so that that asset grows, if you will. So those are 3 big things that have been in part of corporations and part of tax planning that employers have used, small employers have used for decades. And they're really, really important in terms of what a corporation or a small business owner has to give up to give them some sort of semblance of the opportunities everybody else has, really. I mean, if you think about this, and by the way, at the town hall yesterday, there was doctors, and doctors are saying this is going to be a horrendous thing, a burden on me, like, you know, so a doctor's working 70 hours a week, he comes out of medical school with a couple $100,000 in debt, and then he's got a mortgage on his place and on his house, and really if those abilities to share income, to get compensated with dividends, to create assets within their corporation go away, then that's going to put them at a huge disadvantage. So it's not just physicians, it's everybody who has a corporation is affected by this. So now you might say, hey, well, I'm an employee, what do I care? Do I go and collect my paycheck and my boss signs it and it's all good? It doesn't make any difference to me. Well, it does make a difference to you. The people who are in small business are some of my favorite people. They are, you know, they're driven, they have a dream about how they can do things differently and better than anybody else. That's why they set up their business, right? They work ridiculously long hours. They risk everything in order to make a business function. So then if in fact now they get penalized because of these changes in these tax laws, well, what is the incentive for them to be in business? What is the incentive for them to hire you, right? So if you're an employee of a small business, if you are a small business owner, these things are really very, very negative sort of situations that you should address. So I'm telling you this because it's not law yet. The consultation period is open for a ridiculously short period of time, October 2nd. Today is September 13th, 14th, what is today? 13th, there we go, September 13th, so for a very short period of time. On the comments in this video will be the email address you can send your comments to, and further more information about these changes. So, to summarize, huge changes to do with corporations. Those are going to affect everybody. Business already, small business has been beat up continually this last period of time with minimum wage, with employment standards changes, with changes to make unionization a very easy thing starting as of October 1. So a lot of changes that have been detrimental and costly to business. Now this is another thing that is really detrimental. The whole thing about not being able to create assets within your corporation, you know, those small business owners need those things for maternity leaves, as an example. They need them for their retirement planning. Those type of things, they don't get the support. If we have a female business owner who goes on maternity leave, she gets nothing from employment insurance, whereas her employee does get that benefit, right? If we have an employee, the doctor last night was saying about becoming disabled for a period of time. Well, he doesn't get EI sick leave benefits, he's just out of luck. His income drops during that period of time. Whereas his employees have access to EI sick leave benefits or, you know, their group plan that provides disability coverages. So those are things that way, and the dividends, by the way, you might think, oh, dividends, this, you know, incredible tax advantage. It's really not such a big tax advantage. I don't know if you're aware of this. Dividends are paid out of retained earnings. So that small business has earned the money, paid the taxes corporately on the money, then it's in their retained earnings. Then when they write the dividend check to the recipient of that dividend, then that person who cashes that check also has a tax liability associated with it. So it's not like it's huge free money kind of a thing. The small business owners, in my opinion, are the ones that are really driving the economy in terms of jobs, in terms of innovation, in terms of taking risks that others will not take. So I certainly hope that we can rally enough support to advise the federal government, but this is not good for any small business in Canada. I mean, it certainly affects us here in Southern Alberta, but this is federal legislation, so it applies right across the country. So I encourage you to contact your Member of Parliament, or send in your input on the contact information I give, and tell the federal government this is not good for Canada. Thank you very much, and I hope you will act on my suggestion. Keep well.